sharing how you've set up Cowork to work with your Mac files and enhancing an existing skill. I would love it if you're open to sharing your win with Claude Cowork.
Yeah, for sure. So I had no idea if Cowork would do this. This is Claude Desktop, and I've been creating for my team a ask quiz survey method skill. But the issue was it's masterclass is so big that I was running into usage limits, and you can't upload only a certain amount of files. Yada yada. I have to keep on restarting, asking it to remember everything. So I was like, huh. Cowork actually has access to my. I've set up access via connector to my desktop. So I just said, went to Cowork and said, I want to make sure my Ask Claude skill covers everything found here. Can you help? And I, through the plus sign in the chat, I went to the directory, and first it said, I upload files. And I said, I gave you access, genius. And it's like, oh, okay. Not only was it on my desktop, it was on my cloud server, which is cool. So it can access your cloud server as well. And so I basically went through and it analyzed my skill, says, okay, well, I have all this. And then it basically went through the entire subdirectory system hierarchy and said, I found gaps. You're missing these elements. And I recognized immediately, like, holy crap, this really needs to be included. So I found all this, found missing worksheets and templates, and gave me recommendations and says, hey, we can enhance existing files, and you should consider adding advanced segmentation. Would you like me to help? One, create new reference files for the gaps, enhance existing files with missing content, pull specific details. I said, do them all, starting with number one. It said, perfect. So it goes through, created the new files, enhanced the new files, and I just kept on talking with it. And then all of a sudden, it's boom, done. 3,712 lines of comprehensive reference material. It gave me the file to download, and it's all done. Probably like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Sorry,
Thank you for
so
sharing,
you
Jason.
used it to create the skills,
No,
or you created it to put the repository inside Claude projects?
so I used regular Claude Desktop to create the skill.
Okay.
But I was running into issues because there were so many files with usage limits, and you could only upload a certain amount of files at a time and restarting. So I used the connection to my desktop to view all the files in my cloud directory, and it basically reviewed my skill that I already had existing and reviewed the directories of the files and said, oh, your skill is missing X, Y, and Z. Let me fix your skill or enhance your skill.
Okay. So basically you used it to update your skills, and then you took those and put them into Claude, or still keeping them in Cloud Cowork?
No, it's in Claude now. So
yeah, that's what I wanted to
in the future, I would use Cowork, Darby, to actually possibly start the skill creation from scratch, because it would have to make sure it had access to everything.
Question from Bob here about how are you reviewing and validating all the content it created? Were you just like reviewing it as it was producing it? Did you go back through and check to just double check and verify anything, Jason?
Yeah, I reviewed all the files and then I started using it, and I'm very familiar with the method, so it's legit. I was using Opus too.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Jason. Cool to see how you're tapping into Cowork. And again, like that Cowork just came out a week ago. So we're still understanding where it fits into this process. And much of what is happening as Cowork is doing what Jason was demonstrating is a lot of how like Claude Code operates in terms of agentically being able to go and research and check out files, do all that sort of stuff. I don't know, Jason, if you have tried setting it up inside of a GitHub repository or something like that, that may be something that you still want to jump into the Claude Code side of things for, but you were able to have it.
No, that's something I need to do.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Bo Peter, when in the last week used Cowork to identify SEO gaps in Ahrefs to see what kind of linkable assets I should build. And then we built out an ROI calculator into a deployable format. Ideally, will be a great web asset for link building. Awesome win. Thanks for sharing. If you're open to sharing any more about that, let me know. See another question here. And yeah, guys, feel free to drop your questions about that. Because again, like Cowork is still relatively new. And I think each of us are going to find our own uses with how it fits inside of our own workflows. John asks, I'm confused about what part Cowork played in Claude Desktop parsing ask method files. You maybe some clarity on like how and where it was finding those files and updating or reviewing that information, Jason.
Yeah. Basically, if you go into settings and
Can you share your screen by
yeah,
chance?
yep, it's a desktop app extension, and then you can give it access to your file system, and you can control your Mac, desktop commander. You can give it access to Excel, PowerPoint, Word, all that. So basically, you just say, go to this directory. You can not give it the directory and say, hey, look, I need to find everything on my desktop about surveys, and it'll look through your desktop and find it. It's really that simple, which is very cool.
Jason and Darwin, can I just ask a clarifying question? So the difference, and John, I'm maybe trying to paraphrase, but feel free to chime in if I didn't understand your question. Is the question about, is the difference between just asking Claude to review something and asking Claude Cowork to do something, the fact that it could go and just search an entire drive instead of uploading an individual file? Is it the scope at which it can do the analysis? Is that the difference?
Yeah, I think the big difference is, let's just say you had 8 files. You could just upload that in a chat and not be a big deal. But I had this huge comprehensive course that was causing issues, and it was 1,000 times easier and faster and more efficient to do, let Cowork find it all and make sure I had every single file and framework and strategy and all that.
Okay. So is it fair to say that you can't just, like when you go to click that plus icon in a regular Claude chat, desktop or web, you've got to give it a file, or maybe you can select multiple files, but you can't just point it to a folder.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. In desktop. Yeah.
You can just say, look through all this folder I'm looking for.
That's why I was confused that nothing, I didn't see anything there that wasn't desktop, that you couldn't do in desktop. That's all. So I don't have access to whatever at work, but that's why I was trying to see, where is Cowork coming into, what's adding? Well, of course, it's difficult when you see it. You can't use it.
I see Marcel just dropped a tip that Cowork is, at least in the last couple of days, also available on the $20 account, still for Mac only though, which I think hopefully sooner than later they'll open this up to PC as well.
Okay, that's interesting because I just inherited an old Mac, so maybe I'll try it myself.
And thanks for trying to clarify about.
Yeah, of course.